Apologies for that, the battery ran out. Absolutely typical. So as I was saying, that now fits. Let me see if I can get that. So I made the mistake. Oh, that's better. So I made the mistake of cutting the circle out around that. So now with that, I mean that will get tidied up. That crane that we made up will fit on there perfectly. And now you can't see anything there. Might be, but you see there's an option to cut that out, you see. Now I'm wondering if you should do that and then paint it. It wouldn't surprise me if they do something like that. So let's hide that bit. So now as you can see, it's got these, I don't know, I suppose it's supposed to be like this, but it's got this gap here. You see the gap is, I could understand having a gap. I can just about grasp that. But such a big gap, it's not like they're like a millimetre or two. These are quite substantial gaps. Well, you can see it quite plainly. You can see how substantial these gaps are, you know. They're quite, and on this side, you see when you move that in, and once the plastic backing is taken off, where I've got bits of plastic still inside there, once that backing is off, it'll go even further in. So then where do you line it up? You line it up with the edge of the deck presumably, because then that's central. And then like I say, that will go in, that's central, that's fine. You can see around the edge, that's all central to the crane there, that's fine, the crane base fits perfect on there. But those gaps, they sort of irk me. But we're saying that, I do like the deck. I've got to admit, it is a good looking deck. But we've got to try and get this now, so that I can somehow get this deck fitted in. There's a piece going across there, which is going to marry that bit up there. That looks like that's going to come off later. So what we've got to start doing now, let's move that out of the way, is we've got to start cutting all these bits out. Now you don't cut that out. I think we need to cut all these bits out to get it fitting. And there's a lot of bits there. There's a lot of. The other thing with this, you see, with the HMS Hood, that's the only time I've done a wooden deck. And with HMS Hood, it's got boxes all over the deck. I've mentioned it in a previous video. I don't know if this is a German engineering thing with the ships, but the British ships, you know, HMS Prince of Wales and that, and the American ships are done, they've got sort of ammo boxes and flag lockers and cabinet, they've got things all over the deck. The deck is awash with all these tons and tons of things. A German deck on the German model, and I noticed it when I did the Prince Eugen. If there's anybody at all watching this who knows anything about German ships, if they could tell me why, maybe they're sensible, and they don't put stuff all over the deck. You know, so when you're running around the deck and you're in back, you're not going to be knocking into lockers all over the deck. It's just, they do make it so clean, but I don't know whether this deck should go on before or after, because these little bits here are on the ship. Oh, here's somewhere. I've got a feeling that I've got bits. This is another problem with this. is that you have to take these little you can't see what I'm doing, can you? Twit features. So on here, you have to take these off, because I think are replaced with some Pontos bits, but you notice that some of this that you take off, as I pointed out earlier on in another video, goes all around that. These bits, you only get them in the advanced Pontos upgrade kit, so I'm not sure how it would work. So our next job now is to very carefully take all this deck apart. Well, not take it apart, but get the bits that we can and get them fitted where we can. So you can see that goes there. You see the line there. And then it's got, you see, this is what I hate, is when they do this. And then you've got a bit. No, you have to take this off, don't you? I'm just looking at that and thinking it's just about taking part of the deck off. But no, you have to take this off. So that goes round there, around there. See, you've got these little tiny tabs there. This is, you see, that's just left that little gap there. But this is what I mean. I think wooden decks could be done a lot better if instead of having them sort of completely sealed all the way around, if they just did them on little tabs like this every inch or so, so you only have to cut the tab out, it would be so much easier to get the bits out of the deck without doing any damage to the deck itself. Because obviously it won't go together, you won't be able to put it together with, so that's not too bad, that's come off there. This will come all the way down there. All the way down there. Now then, that's come off around there, so that's not too bad. So that's come off there. I must keep an eye on this clock because it's 11 minutes. When I do this, I whack a yak away and then don't realise we've run out of time. Right, so that comes off there. And goes along there. So that, oh bloody hell! That could have done some damage, couldn't it? I pressed down on that too hard, Sky. Bloody hell, man! Oh, look at that. Not the first time that's happened, by the way. So let's have a look how good this one is. I've been using this a lot. This is even, wow. I do have this. Alright, so that bit's going to have to come off, innit? Right, where are we? Just keeping that in place. Right, so that's that. So that means this here is the bit that goes across here. So that bit of deck is off. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Let's get this off. Now you see, this is such a small piece. I should have done this a bit better than this. presumably that'll get tidied up once you've done the bit. There's nothing else on that. Let's put that. I've got a feeling I've cut that too far. This is another one of those things you see where it's got bits have come out and bits have come out. That bit there is where I just broke the bloody blade. The wheel went in, smashed straight through it. Right, we'll sort that one out later. So let's just have a quick look at this. Before we do anything, let's get... This is a big long deck in it, isn't it? Not sure if we can get this out. So this is presumably going to fit into there. And they're around there. So that's presumably going to go like that. And this will be there, that'll be there, that'll be there. And that'll be there. So the first thing to do, if we can, is actually get the deck all together. See, there's something there that overlaps, but the line goes right through it. And the line goes through, see there's bits here that come out here, but the line goes through it. So if that was supposed to actually have an overlapping bit on it, it's now left on here. Because you can't cut around it. This is presumably going to go that way. Just remember not to put too much pressure on that. This is going to come out because this is going to be where that bit goes. Let's take this off first. So that's that bit off. That's the deck there. So we now need to get the deck off here. So that's that bit come off. 4 minutes. Now then, let's see if we can get this bit off here. So let's see if we can get this bit off first. So that's come off there. Come up there. That comes out. So that's that bit off. So now we need to get the deck off here. see, once again, you see, you've got a bit that comes out here, but the line cuts through it. There might be bollards, because I know I've got bollards in there. Upgrade kit. Well, they've made that ultra thin there, haven't they? Bloody hell, you've done that like that for? Bloody stupid, they're taking that right to the bloody edge. So let's get it out here first. So if we get that bit off there, and that bit off there, that bit off there. Hopefully, be careful as you pull the tip off. Right, so there's the deck. Now, what do we need to do? We need to take this bit out, don't we? Should have taken a bit off there, I was doing well there. So that's that bit. You see, I'm not sure about this here. So that's that. That stays on, that stays on. They can come out. Yeah, they come out. Be careful with this thing. You can see the blade starting to. Now we're going to run out in a minute. Because I've only got 58 seconds left on the clock. I just looked up and I'm grabbing away and it'll run out before I get this out. Right, so that's that out. So that's that one off. I mean, obviously this will look a lot cleaner when she comes to actually do it. There's always one little bit in there. Right, we're going to run out of time now, so I'll come back in the next video. And then blur blur 3, 2.